There's a common quote that even Pope Francis quoted that says, "Preach the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words." Obviously, this is a fundamentally flawed statement because it is literally not possible to preach the gospel, which is the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, without using words. Like, no one's gonna look at someone who lives a good, honest life and think, oh, Jesus must have died on the cross for my sins, right? But someone might see a Christian and be moved by their character, which could then lead them to ask further questions, or it could in some way impact them positively for the gospel. But obviously, I think all Christians should be verbally preaching the gospel. But if this quote is not meant to be taken literally and is just meant to show how impactful and important our lives can be for outsiders, I would obviously agree with that. From what I've personally heard from people, it seems it's almost more common for people to have had bad experiences with people who claim to be Christians. And this is part of the conversation of church hurt, where the people you would expect to be the most loving have sometimes caused the most hurt. And I think sometimes people kind of project a lot of the hurt they experience with people, especially Christians, onto God. Because once you call yourself a Christian, you become a representative of Christ. And a lot of times we don't realize that people are watching our lives, especially as Christians. But I think the big problem here is nominal Christianity, which is where someone is a Christian by title, but not by practice. And this isn't like a small amount of people. This is literally half or maybe even more of Christians in America. Only half attend church, pray, and read the Bible regularly. And I would say this is the case for most of the people that I have met living in the South. There's this cultural Christianity where people put the label Christian onto their lives with no real change. Like, some people I've met, I'll ask them what religion they are, and they might say something like, Christian because my mom's Christian, or Christian because I go to church sometimes. And people honestly think Christianity is something you can inherit or somehow attend your way into. I say all this to say that these people who are nominal Christians are representing Christ without even realizing it. And I believe that's why there's a lot of generalizations about Christians, like that they're all hypocrites. It always bothered me, even before I got saved, when I would see people who said that they were Christians and they would be living like everyone else, drinking, sleeping around. I never understood the point of calling yourself a Christian if you're not truly living like one. But for the half of the Christians that are serious about their faith and who really practice what they believe and preach, it's so important that we are good examples and representations for the world. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." Living a moral and honest life is not enough to communicate the gospel on its own, but also preaching the gospel, but then not living a life that's consistent with its message could also be counterproductive. Of course, no one is perfect. We are all humans after all, but people can tell when someone is genuine versus someone who just slaps the label Christian onto their life and it means nothing. So yes, preaching the gospel is essential, but I think shining the light of Christ and sharing his love through our lives is a little underrated. The way we go out of our way to help someone, the way we acknowledge people everyone else ignores, the way we share and give things that we have to others who need it more. All of these little things in life can speak so profoundly to people, which then gives us the opportunity to share Jesus with them, or at the very least, leave them with a good impression about who Christians really are. Philippians 2:15 through 16 says, that you may be blameless and innocent children of God, without blemish, in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation, among whom you shine as lights in the world, holding fast to the word of life.